Hello, hello, hello. I'm so excited that you've joined me. This is the last of the sales series, and it has been a phenomenal journey. So, thank you to everyone that shows up on a consistent and regular basis, or if you just popped in. Hello. Today, we're going to talk about the number one rule of business growth success. And this is a topic that is very near and dear to my heart. So I'm really excited that you're here to join me. And just real quick housekeeping. This is live, not Memorex. So if you're having trouble hearing or seeing, please type in the chat and my team will work as quickly as possible to get it resolved. And we're streaming on multiple networks. So if for whatever reason one network isn't working, then please let us know and we'll send you a link to YouTube or LinkedIn or Facebook or wherever you may not be. And this will be available forever. It'll get lost in the internet ethers, but that's okay. It won't go anywhere. So what we're going to do is I'm going to talk about how we can play the game on a new level. This session has nothing to do with sales and everything to do with sales. And I love, love, love talking about this because once I became aware of this in my own life, everything changed. And there's still so much more I don't even know and I haven't learned yet. So go in today with a completely open mind and let's get started. There's a couple of terrifying statistics when it comes to business owners, but this is one that I found really interesting and sad. 86% of business owners fail because they lose hope. It's just sad. And we've all been there. We start something with complete confidence. It's on this massive list of to do things we have to do. And we go into it saying, okay, today I'm going to tackle this thing. It's going to be a good day. And we go into it. And then we realize this is kind of hard. And why is this so difficult? I'm just trying to accomplish this one thing. What is the problem? Some of us become enraged and angry. It's just an emotional process we go through. And no matter how long it may take 30 minutes for some of us, it may take 3 hours. We give up. We feel defeated. We feel like we've been conquered and we reach the state of despair. So, why are 86% of businesses losing hope? They're not failing because they run out of money. They're not failing because they have a bad product or service. They're not failing because the CEO isn't the best leader. Hope. And this is what happens. We feel like our job as the CEO is to know how to do everything. And it's not at all. You are the business owner. You are the CEO. Even if you're here and you're aspiring to be an entrepreneur, you probably have reasons why you want to be an entrepreneur. It's for freedom, it's for supporting your family, it's for having a choice in your destiny or building generational wealth. Whatever the reason, you have a choice. So that means you decide how to design your business and how your business operates. So I'm going to challenge you. I would love for you to think about this whole thing differently. Business, sales, marketing, the game, the operations, all of it, just a little bit differently. Just humor me for just a few minutes. I'm going to ask you to strengthen your strengths and manage your weaknesses. What does that mean? If you struggle in sales or marketing and you're the person doing sales and marketing, I guarantee you are wasting more time, more money, more energy working at your weaknesses than what it would cost you to just hire someone to do it for you. Let me repeat that. If you are working, spending time, wasting money, your time is money and energy, and you're just frustrated, like you're overwhelmed, you're over it, stop it. You're making a choice to do that. And if you think about how many hours you've spent on the things that you don't like to do or that you suck at, then I guarantee you could have hired somebody in less. So I see so many entrepreneurs and business owners that are small and they're like, I can't afford it. You can't not afford it. Is that the right way to say it? You can't afford not to. I don't know. So there's no reason that you have the frustration, the overwhelm, and the stress. So I'm going to give you a simple action to take. You just have to pick one. Hire the people that play at what you have to work at. Let me repeat that. Hire the people that play at what you have to work at. So if you don't like finance, guess what? There are people that love Excel. Excel is their warm, fuzzy, happy place. That makes them happy. If tech makes you break out into a cold sweat and like instantly you're red and flushed and oh my God, is it hot in here? No, it's the technology that's making you sweat. And guess what? There are people that is their gift. And they would rather actually just talk to computers and their systems and all the different things that they do than people. Everything that you struggle with, there is somebody that is their zone of genius. They thrive in that. Let me check my phone. I just want to make sure. Okay. I want to make sure I have no messages. Last time I ignored my phone because I was trying to be respectful and we had problems. Didn't even know. So hire the people that play at what you have to work at. And that doesn't mean that you have 6 different hats on and you're going to hire them all out. What will move the needle in your business? Sales, cutting cost, operations, finance. Finance is always a good one. Marketing, yes, if it results in sales. So figure out what has an impact in your business that's hurting you, that's preventing you from having success in your business, and hire it out. I say that with love and passion in a loving way. And the bottom line is winning the business has nothing to do. Winning the game of business has nothing to do with how awesome you are, has nothing to do with how amazing your products and services might be, has nothing to do with how amazing your team is. And it really has nothing to do with your network. Massively successful business owners have something in common. And it's this. It's mindset. And before you're like, oh God, it's so cliche. I get it. I was you. And I've always heard the term mindset, but I didn't really know what that meant. Mindset to me meant I have a positive attitude. And if I have a bad day, I'm just going to turn it around and I'm going to have great attitude. That's not it. Mindset affects everything. Everything. Our behaviors, our action, our inaction, not taking action. All of that determines whether or not we achieve the level of success we want to achieve. And if we're not taking action because it's uncomfortable or we're scared or there's something stopping us, then we don't get the results and we don't understand what's going on. Mindset blocks your success. Period. Most times, the root is fear. And it's not conscious. It's not something that we even understand. Fear shows up in different ways for different people. So fear could show up as procrastination. Fear could show up for you as distractions and shiny objects like, well, I know I said we were going to do this thing, but there's this great new thing and we can get better results if we do this new thing. It's just a distraction. Our brain is wired to protect us. So when fear sets in, we're like, what else can I do? Because I don't like this feeling. This is not a good look. It shows up as reasons why we can't. It also shows up as a repeat of what's happened in the past. Maybe a little different, maybe not exactly how it happened, but it's a pattern. It's us setting a goal and not meeting the goal. Now, maybe the steps we took were different, but at the end of the day, if we don't achieve the success that we want or the growth in our business that we want, we don't have the life that we imagined we were going to have when we started our business. Period. We also have conditioning and past beliefs and limiting beliefs and thoughts. And all of that affects our daily habits, what we do and what we don't do. 97%, 97% of our actions, our habits, our thoughts, our beliefs, our behavior are driven by our subconscious mind. Our brain has always already decided how we're going to handle things. We have very little. Well, we don't realize that our conscious mind has very little to do with the success in our life, in our business, in our relationships. Very little. So I grew up with this is my mom, and I grew up in a very scarce household, very scarce mindset household. So my mom struggled her whole life, worked her whole life, worked hard. And all I saw was you work hard to get by. It wasn't something she told me. It wasn't something that it's what I saw. It's what I was conditioned to believe, which turned into limiting beliefs, which turned into blocking me from having success in my business. So we have all of these experiences. And if we say, I want to do this with my business, or I want to set this big goal, and you're like, oh, your brain is like, well, do you? Because, okay, let me give you a relatable example. Exercise, New Year's resolutions. How many of us have set a New Year's resolution that this is going to be the year of me? I'm going to be healthy. I'm going to exercise. And we start strong. We're on it. And then, like, I don't know, we start to slow down. And I'm just going to, I really want a milkshake today. So I've been exercising. I deserve a milkshake. We are like sending our brain into a complete shock and panic if we think that we can start 7 new habits because it's New Year's. We are not going to succeed. Period. It's just not going to happen. So we have to ease into these habits. We have to be aware it's even happening. And then we have to see, does our mindset align with our goal? I have big, big, big dreams, like ridiculously big dreams. And part of that includes a lifestyle that I work a couple days a month and I fly on private jets with whoever I want to have with me, maybe my kids, maybe not my kids, with my dogs. And we travel the world whenever we want to travel the world. And I have a lot of money. If my mindset is like, that is not possible because your job is to work hard. So you just have enough. And anything after that, you should kind of feel guilty because are you working hard enough or are you taking care of your household? Because why are you going to get a massage in the middle of the day? Shouldn't you be working? All of this goes on 97% of the time. And I'm like, what is going on? So if my mindset is based on what I was conditioned to believe, I got my first job at 9. I got a paper route and I was in Colorado, which meant I would have to push heavy papers in a shopping cart in the snow for 6 months, 7 months out of the year. That's not easy work. That's like camp labor, but I did it. So I've been working since I was 9 years old. And I did that until I looked old enough to babysit. I always looked like a child. Even when I was old enough and get carded, I would still look like, they're like, "How old are you?" I'm like, 21. And they're like, "Wow." And I hated my baby face at first, but now I'm like, okay, this is an advantage. I've been conditioned my entire life to work hard. For what? We don't have to work hard to be successful. But if we have a mindset that thinks we have to work hard and we're afraid of things, of failing, of disappointing our family because they've believed in us and we failed, and we continue to work hard because of that, who are we serving? No one. Your mindset has to align with your goals or you are not going to meet your goals. That's it. That's the magic secret. Now, I say that like it's easy, and it's not, but I want you to know that you can slowly and slightly change your mindset. And if you do that, you will see a shift in everything in your life, including your business. Now, I am not the expert in this. I'm just sharing with you my experience and my learning, and in hopes that you struggle less than I had to struggle, and that you accelerate faster than I had to learn to accelerate. So, this is a book called Inner Size. It is about rewiring your brain. And the amazing thing is the brain is amazing. And there's so many research studies that have been done recently in the last decade or two, that's new data that basically says we're not genetically modified. Nobody's born with fear. No, what baby? Do you see kids at the park? Do you remember going on a swing and just jumping off the swing as high as you could get it? We're not wired to be afraid. We're not wired to have limits. We are conditioned. We learn that behavior based on what we see, what we hear, our own experiences. But here's the good news: none of that matters. You can change your mindset and change everything. It doesn't matter where you came from. It doesn't matter what you had or what you didn't have. There is no limit. But the brain game is not easy, or it hasn't been easy for me. I don't think I'll ever be done working on what my mom did to provide a life was not intentional to make me feel like this was all there was. That was all she knew. She didn't have anybody. She never made me feel like I couldn't do something. She always made me feel like I could do something. But seeing what her life was and how hard she worked, that's what I thought you were supposed to do. And it's not. So if you're frustrated or you're tired or you're getting to the point that you're losing hope, it is because you were doing all the things that you're weak at, that you don't need to do. So hire that out. Hire the people that play at what you have to work at. Number one. Number two, start to work on your mindset. It's not that we're weak. It's not that somebody's better or worse than us. It's the fact that all of us have things that have shaped our beliefs, and that affects our behavior, and that affects our habits, and that affects how successful we are. That's it. That is my ancient knowledge that I'm dropping today. So this is a book, Inner Size. There is their brain exercises. It goes into a lot of the new data about neural pathways and how you can rewire things and all the sciencey stuff that I don't know. There is no reason you can't take 10 to 15 minutes a day to listen or read the book. If you have a Kindle, you can get it on Kindle. If you have a phone, you can listen to it on Audible. So my carpool time in the morning is like my Zen time where I get to listen to stuff. So I get a treat, a half an hour on my way home from dropping the kids off at school where I get to listen to stuff. And I get a treat sometimes going to pick them up. And you can do this work and you can have any success in your life that you want. Anybody can. Anything that you want. If you can dream it, it's possible. Otherwise, you wouldn't dream it. So, Inner Size is the first book. That's where you start. Absolutely a must read for anybody. And once I get through, I make my kids do it. They hate it. But you know what? You can get chores or you can do Inner Size because I know as a parent, whether I meant to or not, I'm conditioning them to have beliefs. And I don't want to do that. So I want them to know very early that they don't have limits and they don't have to accept certain norms as their norm. Now, once you do that, these are two other books that I would recommend. I can't multitask book read. Maybe you can. I can't. Atomic Habits, fantastic book. And then if you are one of the people that's doing all the things and for whatever reason you cannot hire out, I just want to say this. You can always hire out. You can barter, you can defer payment, and you can delegate. Not everyone in the world needs money. Sometimes people will just help, but you can't make the mistakes that I make and think that I have to do it all and I can't ask for help. So if you need help, identify where your weaknesses are, prioritize the ones that are hurting your business the most, and ask people to help. It doesn't have to solve the problem, but just help fill gaps. Just help with little things. So if you're one of those people that you've got to-do lists for your to-do list, then The One Thing by Gary Keller is a book that talks about how focus. And one of the things he says in the book is, what's the one thing that I can do thereby everything else becomes easier or non-existent? So there's always hierarchies to to-dos. So you have this list of to-dos, but that's kind of sales related. That's kind of sales related. That's kind of sales related. Okay. Out of all the things on my to-do list, there's 3 that are admin and 6 that are sales. And I don't like sales. How can you fill that gap? That might be 6 different people helping you with each of those things, but you'll get it done and it won't be you. So you won't lose hope and you won't get frustrated and you won't be stressed and overwhelmed. So The One Thing is a good book to read if you are just in a state of, yeah, I want to make a change, but I can't because I don't have time. So, Leah, if you'll post the link in the chat, I have a page on my site that you can go to, and it's just marlenonami.com/sales10, and there's a link to each book. So, this is all I want you to do. I want you to take some time and just process this. It is an opportunity for you to take any aspect of your life to the next level. And if you're not going to do it now, when are you going to do it? There's no great day. There's no point of waiting. There's no reason to not make a change now. So this is the last day that I'm going to be with you guys. If you are not streaming this live, let me see if I have any questions real quick. I'm not multitasking. I'm just looking at the chat. And I lost my mouse. Okay. Do you think mindset shows up in your marketing? Absolutely. It absolutely can. And I think it's something that it can show up in every aspect of your business. It shows up in whatever your role is in your business. It puts limitations on your ability, on your company's ability to deliver. And it's just something you have to constantly work at. I think the first step for me was just being aware. There's the guy. So the guy that wrote the book has this exercise in there that's called six. It's like the first chapter. He has a timer on his phone and it goes off every 55 minutes and on the hour or before the hour, whatever. And he stops whatever he's doing. And all of us can't do this, but he stops whatever he's doing and he checks in. So he takes 6 deep breaths. That takes 1 minute. 6 deep breaths. So he takes 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out. He does that 6 times. So for a minute. That calms your nervous system. So if you have an elevated sense of stress or overwhelm, it kind of resets you. So he does that 60-second breathing just to reset your central nervous system. And then he says, okay, what was my intention of the last hour? And what action did I take? And if my intention for the last hour was to make sales calls, but I just checked email and sent follow-up emails, then I didn't take action. I actually avoided it. So, what is my intention for the next hour? And what action am I going to take? I just started that, and you would be amazed at how many things I was doing because I wasn't comfortable doing the other things. And I pride myself on like having to-do lists and checking things off the list, but it forced me to start to think about, are the things I'm doing leveraging my time? Are they the best use of my time? And is it moving my business forward? Or am I just like doing it because I know I can do it and it's easy and I get a lot of gratification by checking things off the list? I love to do that. So, that's something you can do without reading the book. And it makes a difference because sometimes we don't even recognize our level of stress and what's going on. So it's just something that's like simple that helps you be aware of how your behaviors and how your habits and how those past conditioning, limiting beliefs, all that brain stuff shows up in your daily life. So thank you so much. If you have any questions and this is over, please tag me because I will not see it. It'll get lost in my own feed. And if you tag me and put the @ sign and then just spell my name, then I will know. I'll get a message from LinkedIn or Facebook or whatever that somebody sent me a message. So if you have any questions, please, please, please post them. Thank you all for being here. I hope that I see you soon and you get the game right or better to the next level so we can win and make it an incredible year. Almost half the year is over. So we are 6 weeks away from the middle of the year, which means if you set a sales goal for 2022, are you at half of your goal? If not, get exercise, start to work on your mindset, and things will change. I guarantee you, things will change. Okay, bye.